Greetings and salutations. My name is Ricky Thomas. I'm 49 years old, um, former female impersonator, and I go by the name of Yasmin Armani.
Good afternoon. My name is Neiman Byerly. I'm 27 years old. I'm born and raised Dallas, Texas, and I consider myself a gay male.
So, just tell me how you got to this point as of today. Like, how did you go from not considering yourself gay to considering yourself gay? What transpired?
It wasn't an option for me as a little boy. I was molested several times, and it became a permanent lifestyle for me. Being young, not knowing right from wrong, um, I thought I was doing the right thing, but I knew it was a bad thing. At the same time, I knew if I told my mom, I would get a whooping. But I didn't know if I was supposed to be doing it with boys or girls. So I've only done it with boys that touched me inappropriate. And I thought, being young, I didn't have nobody to talk to. And I didn't want to tell my mom because I didn't want her to think when I found out that it wasn't the right thing to do. I didn't want her to think that she was a good mom, that she wasn't a good mom, where she would beat herself up and start to think, oh, what did I do wrong, and what could she could have done better. So I just like kept it to myself, and she passed in 2012, and I never told her to this day that I was molested several times as a kid. So it wasn't a choice for me. It was like some grown men just did whatever they wanted to do to a young innocent boy. So
Well, for me, I felt it was a choice. Now, I was molested as well as a child, but it was with first a female who was doing it, and then it became a male who was doing it. So it was a female babysitter and then a male cousin. So I pretty much always have done both parts of it, either one of them. So I don't think that it could have possibly made a big impact on the reason I chose to be gay, but I don't myself, I don't consider it as that being the reason that I decided to be a gay male. A lot of things did happen when I was younger. I didn't tell my mom until I was like in junior high school, which that could have possibly been too late because that's when she started finding out I was having sex. So I ended up having to tell her everything that transpired, and I never wanted to tell her because I didn't want her to be upset or be mad or sad or cry. But in the back of my head, I don't feel that made a big impact on the reason I became gay, but it could have possibly opened up doors for me to be like, okay, well, it's okay. I've always been doing it. So,
Okay. So, what do you think the difference was between you not telling your mom and you telling your mom?
I'm old school. So my mom was like, we was brought up in church, so everything was about God and abomination, and I would hear preachers talk about gays or whatever. But the main reason I tell my mom, we got whoopings. I mean, with extension cords and three switches braided up together. So I was afraid to tell my mom because I knew I would get a whooping. I knew what I was doing was wrong, but doing it with boys is what I didn't know if that was right or wrong or not. So it's just like some things you just don't tell, you keep to yourself. And then even as I got older and I knew right from wrong, I still wouldn't tell my mom because her being a single mom, she probably would have blamed herself, and that's what I didn't want her to do is to blame herself for the decisions that I chose to make, even when I knew what I was doing was wrong. I continued on with it, so I didn't want her to blame herself, so I just didn't ever tell her.
well, well, it's like me and my mom, we've always had a close friendship because she's young. My mom had me when she was 15 in the 10th grade. So we've always been very, close and could talk about anything. But I had two younger brothers, and I didn't used to want to put that burden on her of me telling her this situation because it's like she's always tried or always protected us and always gave us pretty much whatever we needed. And for me to try to tell her this, it felt like I would be being selfish, taking away from my brothers, or just trying to make her like I can't explain it, but I just never wanted to tell her that. But when this last time when the person tried to do something, I was just like I was a lot older, and I was like I'm not gonna deal with this, you know. So that kind of gave me the leeway to be like, Mom, I gotta tell you something. And by this time, I'm in junior high. I'm older. We have a very close relationship. We had already started talking about sex with girls and all that stuff. And so I just felt I needed to tell her. And it hurt her, but it kind of brought us back. It kind of brought us closer. And she was like, I don't never want you to ever feel like you can't talk to me, especially how we are. You can tell me anything. So
So, tell me one particular or one incident once you guys came out that really impacted how you feel about the LGBT community. And it can be good or bad.
I didn't ever have to come out. I was always gay, and I don't know if I was born that way or just things that happened to me. So even coming up as a little kid, everybody knew I was gonna be gay. And my brother used to tell me, "You ain't gonna be no punk. You ain't gonna be no." Me being a kid, I don't know what that means, you know. So I didn't have to like come out and tell anybody. I mean, it was obvious. Everybody already knew. But what was the second part of the question?
Then how did it impact you?
Um,
As far as like last time you mentioned being after school having to be chased and you couldn't really go downtown. What time era was that?
that was like in the '80s where, um, we would be downtown, me and some friends, and people was just gay bash, just jump off the bus and just jump on us. Well, they thought they could jump on us basically, but we turned the tables. We may act like girls, but we're boys too. And I guess they forgot that part. So a lot of them, we got beat up sometime, but the majority of the time we beat them up. I remember one incident, me and two friends, Obsession and Latina, female impersonators. We was downtown and we was walking, and this guy was on the bus. This was like probably 1984, and he had a drink. And that's when they had the old buses, probably before your time, where you can open the window. He threw his drink and it hit Obsession, and she ran and jumped on the bus, beat him up and his friends. So a lot of times the table had turned when they thought they could jump on us, but it was hard during my time. I feel like I'm a civil rights leader in the gay community because now gay people can wear heels and lashes and go to the big T bazaar and not get jumped on, or even the boys don't even call you punks no more. I was like, where are the real men? They don't chunk rocks at you no more and stuff. So times have changed, especially since gay marriage is like an end thing now. They letting the gays get married. Of course, I would never do that because of my religious belief, but they letting them get married, and so now it's more open now than it was when I was coming up. So
What
for
about you?
me, when I came out, it was like 2006. It was already kind of like a it thing to do in school. It was full of, the lesbian girls. We had a lot of gay males, but it was just me trying to do it. And when I met this one person, he was like regular dude, and we was kicking it strong. We was like homies in school, and he wanted to try something, and I already had the thought in my head before. Well, not just in my head because I didn't already experienced this before. So when he came across it, I was just like, let's see what happens. And after that, that was an experience that kind of opened everything up because he started introducing me to others that was, gay. But it was just the point of telling everybody because once I did, everybody, they didn't treat me different. They were just like in shock, like, what? You you want to be gay? Like even my homies at school, they didn't like treat me different. They just always be like, well, nigga, you just wow, you wow, bro, you wow. And I used to just be like, when the girls and stuff started telling them, it was like I used to think they were gonna treat me funny or different. But nobody ever did. It was just like, oh, that's Lil Neiman. They used to always just say he wild. They would never say that nigga gay. They would just be like he wild. Yeah, that boy wild. But
No, you had it made 'cause I was
we came out
punks.
in a good time where it wasn't just bad because it was already so many gays in school. It was like a regular part of life by then.
It's
I
trending
graduated
now.
in 2007, so that was kind of like the upbringing. Everybody was becoming gay, but now it's far better off. They be gay in junior high school and stuff nowadays. So
The Millennium Gays.
So what stereotype do you disagree with the most?
being called punks, fags, like I said, I'm gay, but I'm just like you. I'm a regular person. I'm an American. I was born and raised here just like you. I just chose to live my lifestyle different. Being called a punk, that's like, from him, it wouldn't really do nothing because he's gay. But like from a straight guy saying punk or man, that fag, that pisses me off. It be making me like boiling hot. Like you be really want to like fight somebody over saying those words because you don't know what somebody done been through, and you just assuming they're a punk or a fag. That's not what's up.
My issue with the stereotype is that most straight guys think that if somebody gay be nice to them, that they're coming on to them, and
Mm-hmm.
that's so not true. If I see a straight guy and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" That's not a come on. That's me being polite and speaking because I always taught when you enter a room you speak. So it's like you can't like be nice to everyone because a lot of straight guys take it the wrong way, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the biggest things, and that's so not true. So I try not to speak to straight people. If someone speak to me, I speak back. I don't have a problem with the women, but the men they think that if you gay and you speak to them, it's a come on, and that's not what that is.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But I don't really just have that issue because I don't just come across as a flaming gay.
I'm high powered, so
Yeah, so when I speak to people, they think okay. I think most of the time when I start to talking is when they feel like I think he's gay, but I don't really have that issue.
Okay. And do you feel like the group is still under oppressive conditions?
what
So
group?
with the LGBT, so with everything that has happened, gay marriages and everything like that, do you still feel like there is a difference between the LGBT community and then the regular,
Heterosexual
right?
world. Yes, because now that it's more open, but the straight community have always been cool with girls on girls. They just always had an issue with boys on boys. But now that mostly everyone uh, probably has an uncle or niece or nephew that's gay, so it kind of makes it where if you know someone that's gay and you straight, it helps you understand better and it makes you not look at them in such an awful way. So I think that the gay marriage thing is really has helped a lot. But being gay is an in thing now because when you watch Love and Hip Hop, you see women kissing other women, and the guys are cool with that. And but there's a lot of straight guys that's down low guys that would love, they get down, but them be the ones that when they with their homeboys, oh man, that's a punk or such that, and the ones that speak the loudest you catch them by themselves, what's your cell phone number, So, yeah.
Okay, and then the last time you said something about you wouldn't want to be a woman because of the way men are.
Yes.
Repeat that.
Okay. I said that I like cross dressing. I love dressing up in drag and stuff for the glamour of it and to be able to transform and look totally different. The reason I said I would never ever want to be a woman is because I think women have uh, the biggest issue with men because there are a lot of straight men, so called, that love trannies. And trannies are girls or boys that look like girls that has breasts, hips, and the whole nine yards. So a lot of my trainee friends that are working girls, Most of their clients are straight men that are married with children. And I think that's so unfair that you have a wife at home or a baby mama that you sleep with, and then you get on these websites. They have several sites for trainees to work from. And I have several friends that are trained, and they sleep with straight guys. And I just don't think if I was a real woman, I would just have that issue knowing every time my man leave, he probably going sleeping with a trainee. Because the one thing the trainee can do to a man that a woman can't is use that one tool that the woman don't have. Because now the way sex is the biggest thing. A lot of people are extra nasty in bed. So uh, I don't know. I don't know, but no, I wouldn't want to be a straight woman because these men's not right, especially the ones that's in prison. If you have a husband
Mm.
or a boyfriend that's in prison, 9 times out of 10 he has messed with a girl like me. No matter what he tell you, he has.
We all uh, to touch bases on that. It's just the way the world is today, and it's not just the men; it's the women too. A lot of women, like, once they hit on me and I tell them, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna be like, oh no, I'm gay, baby. I appreciate it, but they don't be caring. They still wanna do what they do. They be like, oh, okay, well, they can add some little spice to it. We can do this. I'm gonna turn you out. I'm gonna do this, and I already told you what's up. And I don't just, well, I did say I was gay, but I still like, certain women can kind of tickle my fancy. So, but with that being said, it's not just the men. A lot of these women don't mind messing with gay guys,
No, they don't.
but they feel like it's like, even with you saying it wouldn't be a woman, like, because the men accept it so much, like, oh, girl on girl, that's hot.
Yeah.
It's just weird, because then what if a girl want to be like, well, man on man? Like, I've heard girls say that, like, I think that's hot. I would like to see my boyfriend do that, and I was like,
I
girl,
and
you nasty. But
I know
some
this
people like that.
girl. She dates this guy, and he's well, I'm not gonna say the type of work he do, but he makes a lot of money, and she said that she used a dildo on him. So
It's
there's a
weird.
lot of people that have like the closet thing is a really big thing. So it's not just I think in probably about the next 20 years everybody's gonna be gay because now they're making it seem like it's an okay thing. So if you're out there and you're watching this videotape, you're probably going to be gay within the next 20 years because it's the end thing. Because you have straight men that want to do it with two women. And then I know women that will sleep with a gay boy and bring a straight boy in. So the straight boy get the opportunity to mess with the the gay boy get the opportunity to mess
Hmm.
with the straight boy. So you have women out there that have plots for the gays to sleep with straight boys.
Yeah,
So it's just a lot going on. So I just say to those, if you don't know God, you better find Him. The world's coming to an end.
I'm not gonna be gay in 20 years with y'all.
Is there any, before we close, is there anything that you want to highlight in regards to the LGBT community?
She speaks a lot about the LGBT community. I'm gay, but I'm not a part of the community. I stay to myself and I have my select friends that I deal with. But I do want to say that the thing about gay people, for those of you that have a phobia about gays, we're the most loving people on earth. We're the most talented people on earth. If you go to church, we're probably preaching, directing a choir, maybe the first lady, cross dress, you never know. But we are really talented people and we're lovable people and we're all not freaks. And because we are nice, that don't mean that's a come on. That's just us being nice. I can't speak for all because there are some that will be flirting with you, and I can understand, if it's something new to you. But I just wanted to highlight that part that we are lovable people and there's nothing to be afraid of.
Well, I just want to say every gay is not the same. Just because you see one gay who's wearing heels and jumping around looking really gay with his purse doesn't mean the next one is. Because I know I can still go in the store with some people and they see a gay and they be like, "Oh, girl, yeah, she gay." Like, every gay is not like that. It could be a very straight man walking with kids that could possibly be gay and you wouldn't even know it. So just don't judge a book by its cover. That's an old saying, but it's still true because you never know what a person got going on. And just because this person is a little more outspoken or more charismatic with how they act and look doesn't mean like that he's very different from me. Like we're both totally different. So, but that's pretty much all I would have to say about that. Don't just judge
In
a
closing,
gay
can
off of
I
that.
highlight just one other thing
Mhm.
we talked about the other time? When you see someone gay and you decide to say something negative about them or want to throw stones, just keep in mind that everyone that's gay been through something in their life. And I have a friend, he's no longer with us. His mom talked bad about him, and he had issues because he was gay. But what his mom didn't know was that it was her brother that was molesting him, and he died 5 years ago, and he took that to his grave. If he would have told his mother, that would have tore up the family. So he chose not to say anything. So a lot of gay people that you may see or know, most of us been molested by a family member or a family member friend. So when you see us, this is not the life we chose. Something just happened in our life that happened to change us. So respect us when you see us, and we will give respect back in return. But if you run up, you get cut up.
And in closing, again, my name is Neiman Byerly,
And I'm Yasmin Armani.
and I hope this little interview gave y'all a little bit of insight on the difference between the gays, which is my life and his life.
Yeah, we could be your best friend. We know how to do hair and makeup. If you're dating a boy, he gay, listen, I'll tell you, oh, baby, a punk, you probably need to leave him alone. Speaking of that, that
I do
brings me
that
to
too.
something
I
else.
do that too.
My cousin, she had me to meet her at a club, and we get there. She said, "I want you to meet my boyfriend," and so I had a friend with me named Aaron. So we met our boyfriend, and I was like, "Well, who's your boyfriend?" And she pointed at him and brought him over, and I was like, "No, you sure?" And she was like, "Yeah." So Aaron, the guy who was with me, just happened to used to date her boyfriend. So she didn't know, and she started jumping on him right then and there. I thought it was funny, but yeah. So be careful out there. So every female need a gay friend because we can point out the undercovers and the downloads for you. I'm very good at that. Okay.
I always tell my mama and cousins and everybody.
Yeah, they
They
out there.
always
That
refer
way
they
I don't
mans.
bring my
They ask
people
me,
like
do I
that.
know
Yeah,
them?
bring them because I'll be like,
Yeah, 'cause
I know.
nah. But